evening and welcome to another IADC update. This evening we have lots in store for you. We're going to tell you all about what is happening here at the AIA International Airport, and where we are this evening. We're coming to you from the parking lot here at the AIA, and we're going to be moving around because we need to revisit our taxi booth. We also need to look at the Petroglyph Hill, what's happening there. We need to talk about the road closure, among other things. All right. Now, you would have heard in recent times our Prime Minister mentioning that we have part of the management system already in place here at the AIA International Airport. Well, of course, the top management, they are in place here. And we do have the AIA Incorporated, and we also have a ground handling company. And he would have said that there is a Jamaican out here who is responsible, who is the CEO for the ground handling company. I have that Jamaican with me this morning. His name is Mr. Winston Wright, and he is going to tell us all about the ground handling service company, what they do, and we already have a number of pieces of ground handling equipment in here. He's also going to tell us about them, and so we have a better understanding of what is taking place where that is concerned. Winston, good evening and welcome to the IDC update.
Good evening, Jennifer. How are you? Good evening, viewers.
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well.
Enjoying St. Vincent so far?
It's treating me well.
Okay, well, we are happy to have you here, and we are looking forward to great things from you and your team here with the ground handling service company. Now, tell us first of all, because some of us may not understand or may not know what a ground handling company is, what kind of service it offers. So if you could just explain a bit first.
Sure. An airline, any airline that comes into an airport will require certain services for it to operate effectively. And the airline industry is a time-sensitive industry. So to coordinate the airline's effort on the ground, there's usually a company, whether it's operated by the airline, the airport, or it's an independent company that provides those services in a nutshell in a timely and efficient manner. AIA Handling Services Inc. is that company at St. Vincent.
Okay. Now, we are here on the parking lot. That is what, because we have some of the ground handling equipment being stored here. And before you tell us about the specific ones that are here, you could probably give us a rundown of the different types of equipment that you already have here at the AIA.
Well, we have several pieces of equipment here on site already. There are a few that are on the port to make its way here. For example, we have the potable water cart and the lav cart here. We have the baggage tractors here. We have a belt. We have the garbage unit. Here side we have a payload mover and what we call a high lift loader. That's used for cargo loading. We have a couple of pieces of maintenance equipment stored inside the building, along with the very essential piece of equipment, the tow bar, several pieces of those that is used in pushing back an aircraft, as in moving the aircraft from the gate onto the taxiway where it can now move under its own power. Okay.
Now, where we're standing here to the back of us, we have two pieces, the lav cart, you call it, and the potable water. Just explain to us exactly what they do.
Well, as you can imagine, if you're on a flight from St. Vincent to Miami or Atlanta, you're going to be there for 4 or 5 hours. In that time, you'll need a cup of coffee, just before you land to wake you up. And in between that, you'll need to use the restroom. Now, the potable water cart provides drinking water on board the aircraft, where you'll be able to get your coffee, you'll be able to get a drink of water, that sort of thing. Now, the lav cart, what that does is introduce water for the lavatory system and also remove effluent from the aircraft when it is on the ground. So those two units provide that service. This unit in particular is for the lavatory system, and this one is set up for the drinking water system. It has to be two separate units because of the nature of the service for hygiene sake.
Okay, now when I look at them, they look pretty similar to me. What's the difference? This is the lav cart, that is the potable water cart, but what's the difference between them?
The difference is this unit is configured to remove under low pressure, as I said, the effluent from the aircraft. So it has a very large inlet, while this unit is configured to introduce water on the aircraft at high pressure to refill the potable water tank, the drinking water tank. And so that uses a small outlet. This also has the capability of introducing water on the aircraft, but this is lavatory water only. It's a special mix of a blue sterilizing agent. So we refer to that as the blue juice in the aircraft industry. So this will introduce that sterilizing agent mixed into the water onto the aircraft.
Okay, that will explain why we see the blue when you flush the toilet. Yeah, we got it. All right, what we're gonna do, Winston, we're gonna move a little lower down because you have a few more pieces here. So we're going to move a little lower down so you can tell us exactly what those are.
Happy to.
All right? Okay. Stay with us. All right, Winston, thanks for staying with us, folks. We're here. We have a few more pieces right here. You can tell us what these are all about.
Right now, these are state-of-the-art, what we refer to as tractor units. These will be used to move baggage carts, cargo containers, cargo pallets, and most importantly, these can be used to push business jets, as in small aircrafts, to push and pull them to different locations on the airport. The interesting thing about these is, as a matter of fact, most of the units here are actually purchased to be, one, fuel efficient, so they're either a hybrid system or electric, and to reduce fuel consumption, fuel needs, that sort of thing. So from the outset, an efficient operations has always been the consideration, which is a very lovely thing for somebody who is in charge of managing those equipment. Less constraint, less restraint, less demands.
Okay, so this is what these are all about. And we see the staircase, so that's part of the ground handling
Yes, it is.
as well?
Yes, it is. So this is the standard aircraft mobile stair. This one in particular is mobile. It's engine driven. So you literally drive up to an aircraft and just deploy the stairs for egress and access to the aircraft.
Okay. And you have, I know that you have some more ground handling equipment stored in the domestic arrivals and some to the back, well, to the front of the terminal building. Are we going to get a chance to see those in the domestic? Yes, okay.
Have you take a look at them?
All right, well, let's take a look. All right, thank you very much for staying with us. We are now in the domestic terminal arrivals area where some of the ground handling equipment are being stored, and Winston is going to take us through them to tell us exactly what we are looking at here. Yes, Winston.
Thank you, Jennifer. So what we have is an assortment of small equipment. Mainly, you'll see the baggage carts, right? And outside we also have cargo dollies. They can be used to carry baggage as well, but mainly for palletized cargo. So we have 12 of those on the outside. They're too large to be taken inside. So we have those outside. These are the baggage cart. On that side we have a wheel change dolly. Now that is used to assist the aircraft with changing wheels, whether it be main gear or nose wheel. So it also can be used for maintenance purposes for the equipment that we have, especially since they are so large. This multi-purpose was mainly designed for aircraft wheel change. Over here we have an axle jack. This will be used to literally jack the aircraft up, just like you do your car when you're changing your tires. And we have a cart to put it on because it's one wheel and it is so small, so you need to get it from one place to the other. So it comes on a cart that you tow around. So this is the small one. We have a large one on that side. These are additional baggage cart, but most importantly we have the tow bars. With those you can literally push any aircraft, push or pull any aircraft to get them repositioned for gate usage or for taxi.
Which ones are the tow bars? These right here?
The yellow ones. Yes.
Big thing here.
That's one, and that is used for a 757, but the others are equipped to use for multiple aircrafts. Okay. Now, again, the idea is to make the operations efficient, so the thought went into getting multiple use tow bars. If not, we would need about 20 tow bars to literally manage all the aircraft types, but they have been able to do that in about 3. So there are multiple usage for each one. And so we also have a few what we call tow heads, which would be these. So you can literally swap the heads off for the smaller aircraft. So for example, your ATRs would use that particular tow head and just switch it out, and the tow bar designed for that. Now beyond that we have the air carts, one nitrogen.
Okay, wait, so these right here, these are the smaller tow bars?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So this one would do ATRs and business jets. This would do your large cargo aircraft and large passenger aircraft. And this would do your medium-sized jets, your 737. Another large tow bar here. Now, this is one of our air carts. This is our oxygen air cart. That one is our nitrogen. This we use to introduce breathing air on the aircraft. Now again, on a flight from Argyle into Atlanta, you're at about 45,000 feet, where there is literally no air. So the aircraft is a pressurized, self-contained environment. For that to be comfortable for you and literally to survive, you need air. And we have to introduce breathing air to the aircraft to use for pressurization purposes and also for emergency usage. So this system, you'll use that to introduce that air. That's nitrogen. This is used to put what we call inert air in the aircraft tires to keep them inflated. That is an international requirement. So that's what that is for. From there, we have additional carts because again we're equipped to handle large jets, and those carry a large amount of baggage. So you need a relatively good amount of cars to handle that. So we have the dollies on the outside, and we have the cars on the inside. Also on the outside, we have what we call a heavy lift loader, which is used to lift cargo from the ground up to the height of the large aircraft and put it on board. It can also be used to load containerized bags and large passenger aircraft, like a 747. I mean, it's literally impossible to load bags on that one by one.
Yeah.
So they're put in what we call a unit loader, and then that big unit is lifted by the heavy lift loader and driven into the aircraft. And beyond that now, we have a large payload mover. The payload mover is literally the tractor that pushes the aircraft or pulls it on and off the apron. So we have that outside as well. So that's just one of the many pieces that are here for ground handling. Essential, absolutely essential to successful ground handling.
What are we expecting to come?
So already on order are air start units, or referred to as air start units. Those are used to heat air on the ground, introduce that into the engine to start the engines when an aircraft is unable to do it on its own for whatever reason. We also have air conditioning units that would be like your car AC, but it's on the ground. We connect that to the aircraft to pump what we call preconditioned air that is already cooled into the aircraft to keep it cool when again the aircraft can't do it on its own for whatever reason. We also have ground power units coming. It's literally just a standby generator for the aircraft. And so those are equipment that are in demand, that is required by international best practices to be on site for proper ground handling.
Thank you very much, Winston. That was a lot of information, and I appreciate you chatting with us. I'm sure our viewers, and myself, we are better informed, and now we have more knowledge as to what is going on with the AIA ground handling or handling service company. So we want to thank you again, and we wish you much success here at AIA.
And thank you, Jennifer, and looking forward to continue working with the team to bring this dream into further fruition. And feel free to take a look at the equipment on the outside.
We will. Thank you very much. From here, we're going to go to our favorite taxi booth to see what progress has been made since we last visited it. So stay with us. Don't go away. Thank you so much for staying with us. We are now back at the taxi booth, and it's been a while since we've been here. We know we told you we were waiting for tiling to be done and some other odds and ends to be completed so that this construction work could come to an end. We have the contractor, Mr. Cohen Hackshaw, here with us, and he's going to tell us about it. Cohen, what's the latest on this booth?
Well, once again, Jennifer, thank you for visiting. Never mind you stayed so long. But I have good news that the taxi hut is nearing completion. What we have waiting for now is just the entrance door and the countertop for the kitchenette inside. Well, everybody know that the painting is done after the completion of the artworks.
Yeah.
So that's practically the situation now.
Well, this is to me a completed building. You hang on the door, you put the countertop, and
it's finished.
And that's it. All the tiling, finish, and everything else. So, how has it been for you? How are you feeling now that you have done such a good job?
Well, I'm always proud of my work, and I must boast that I had a hands-on experience doing the building.
Yes, you did. You
Yes.
did a lot of the work yourself.
Myself, and I must inform everybody that never mind the building wasn't completed on the time, but proud to say that it completed on budget, which is very important.
All right, very good. Well, we're going to take a look inside. We're just going to show you what is on the inside, and you could see a little bit more of Cohen's handiwork. Thank you so much for staying with us. We are at the top of the Petroglyph Hill, and yes, the end is in sight. Finally, we can say that the end is in sight, as all concentration we have placed here at the Petroglyph site. Of course, you know that we finished the blasting in the first kilometer, and so the focus, total focus, is on this area. A week and a half ago, when I spoke to the blasting experts, they told me that they had 6 more blasts to do here so that they can complete here. I am not sure since then how many blasts have been done, but I can tell you that they are nearing the areas that they have marked out to be finished. They are getting very, very close there, and shortly, once the drill holds up, they will be able to complete the taking down of the rocks here at the Petroglyph Hill, and then they will basically have the transportation of the rocks from the site to do. Also, just below me here, where we had the AIA Gardens access road going across the runway, they have basically taken that entire piece of road that is in front of the apron that connects to the runway. They have basically removed that entire piece of road there, and just some earth moving work is being done below here at the moment. And on the runway, we are noticing that the sides of the runway in the 3rd kilometer are being worked on as well. So finishing work being done here on the sides of the runway, as well as the shoulder area. They are also being worked on. Of course, you know, this was the last part to get the asphalt, and so they are concentrating the finishing work here in this area. Well, the roads coming through the airport have been well and truly closed, and no vehicular traffic is allowed inside the fenced area of the project, and that has been working well so far. People have been utilizing it to access roads that we have provided for them, and so that is going smoothly. Across there, you can see that the Kaya huts, those 2 are being completed, and hopefully next week, God willing, we'll bring you a good update on the Kaya hut and everything else that is happening over there. We will have some other things to tell you going on around the site next time we see you, but this is all the time we have for today. We must end here, and we will see you again next week. So thanks for staying with us today, and we look forward to being with you again. Good night.